Okay, so this is actually, I'm filming this as the last card for 4-card class. So I used the Best Plaid Builder's dies and cut them for you guys. Now I cut this one out of a little bit bigger piece. And yours have adhesive sheets on the back. So yours will turn into stickers when you peel that backing off. Okay, mine don't. So I'm going to have to do a little gluing, which you won't have to do. Also, I may do some trimming, and you may have to also. So you may actually have one extra piece of Whisper White. I'm not sure. Anyway, so you have your card base, you have your Just Jade, you have some ribbon, you have a die cut, and you have your plaids. Let's grab the plaids and the smaller of your pieces of Whisper White. It should end up fitting on your Just Jade. Okay, I'm going to use my silicone mat in case glue gets out on the edges. So I started by layering my Bumblebee piece, and you can go like all the way to one edge and to one side like that, and that may change how this was my original. Okay, and I had to really trim it down a lot so that the Just Jade plaid piece would line up where I wanted it to. So you may be able to, by changing your Bumblebee piece a little bit, I just plunked mine on right in the center. So by pulling it all the way to one side and all the way to one end, I'm going to see what it looks like lining up that other end up here. I think I want to do that. Okay. That may change things. Okay. Also, when you are adding your things, you're going to notice that there are gaps where there aren't adhesive sheet stick-ons. And that's okay. If you want to add a little bit of liquid glue or something to get that to stay, that's fine. I'm thinking that the layers will hold each other together, so you should be okay. All right, so going to just do a little bit of this, and I'm going to try and stay right on here and not get it too messy so it's not tacky on the front. All right. All right. A lot of that's going to get covered up anyway, so that's okay. Then I went ahead and did the blue, and I tried to make sure that the Bumblebee was peeking through those windows, the cross place. Now let me just see. Yeah, actually I think that's going to work. So what didn't work for me the first time, because I didn't think about the Bumblebee piece, is going to work much better this time around because I've offset, so I'm not going to have to trim quite as much, but I will be able to just flip it over and trim whatever's hanging over the edge. Okay. All right, and this one, there was a couple little spots where I had a couple hangers on. All right, so just gonna do a little on these solids. I'm not gonna bother with, okay, just gonna do like that. And some of that's gonna hang off the edge, and that's okay. Right. Okay, like that. All right. All right. Looking good so far. And we will put a little on the back of this. Really needs so little of this adhesive. This glue, very, very little. Okay. Now, what I want to do is just shift this so that I get all the way to one side over there, and so that those cross pieces are mostly in right near one of those blue squares. Okay, so now you can just flip it over and use scissors to trim, or you can use your actual trimmer. Kind of wish I had my sticky scissors from the studio, but I don't. So let me see if I can get some of that off of there. All right, so you, like I said, you can just go right along the back. Okay, and just use your Whisper White as your guide to keep your scissors straight. Like that. Okay. Look how nice that's going to look. Isn't that going to be fun? Oh! I really do like these dies. I wasn't going to get them because I was like, oh, we have so many great plaid papers and stuff. I don't really need the dies. And yeah, and I saw a couple of really great things that people did with them, and I went, oh, all right, I guess. Oh, look at that. I have enough for I don't know, one of my orders was big enough to get a half-priced item. So I went ahead and got them. There. Oh, that looks good. All right, let me just clear this mess out of the way. There. Okay. So now this, you may also have a piece of white that's big enough if you want that white border. But I kind of like it this way. And then we will put it on our Whisper White card base. That kind of also, by having it right, those green Just Jade ends touching that Just Jade border, kind of disguises, I guess is the word I wanted, if they're not exactly perfect. So that's good. All right, let's use a little. There's a little bit of residual, but we're going to use some, whoops, nope, we're not going to use Stampin' Seal because of the bumpy plaids. I'm going to use this. Okay. There. And sometimes I turn it over and rub a little. From the back, because the heat from the friction actually helps the adhesive hold better. I don't know if you knew that. I learned that at art class with Mr. Bass at Simon's school, I think. Anyway, let's see if it will, if we have to use liquid glue for this too, or if it's gonna, here we go. Nope, it's gonna work just fine. There we go. Oops, hang on. All right, so before we go getting too fancy, and let's see if I can dump the trash so I can have my silicone mat back. Most of it. A few little tiny pieces got stuck. There we go. All right, might need that. So before you go adding that to your card front, you're going to want to add your ribbon. Now I gave you a long enough piece, and the directions tell you to adhere it to the back. So you just want enough to catch those ends. So you can, you can measure if you want, but you're going to end up with 2 pieces. All right. They're going to be nearly the same. All right. But here's what you want to do. You want to put some adhesive along the edges so that it will catch the edge. Okay, and you can decide where you want to put that. Right. I'm going to go kind of right along there. Oops. I went a little too far. There we go. Now I have a little bit more on that other side. The other one was really short. Okay. So now that that is there, and it can go, again, your fold is going to be at the top. We're going to have a horizontal card this time. Okay. So you press that down. All right. Then you take the ribbon that you cut off and you just slide it under and tie a knot. Okay. Whoops. Come on. Oh, my fingers are feeling a little fat today, I guess. Okay. There. And you can just trim off the ends as long as you want them to be. I'd really like that to go a little, yeah, like that. There we go. All right, I may trim this one a little bit more. There, that looks good. Okay, then we're going to put the greeting on. Now I'm going to choose to use, it's a pretty large greeting. It's from Happiest of Birthdays. I'm going to do this a little bit late. For some reason, the girl that makes the cards seems to have trouble getting them in the mail on time. So I do sometimes need these little bit late kinds of cards. So I'm going to use my Misty, Moonlight, and just Jade markers. And because I'm a blue girl, the biggest part, the happy birthday, gets to be in Misty, Moonlight. So I just lay the marker kind of on its side and catch all those raised parts in the word happy and the word birthday. Okay. This is a fun technique just to have different colors on your stamps, and you can do this with, now you can't do it with the blends, the alcohol markers, okay? They have to be the regular round Stampin' Right markers, or steal your kids' Crayola markers. Those won't match like our Stampin' Right markers, you know, real red is real red is real red kind of thing, which is one of the things I like best about Stampin' Up! Is their color coordination. But Crayola markers would work in a pinch. Just saying. If that's all you got, go for it. Okay. So once you've got your stamp colored like that, then you're going to exhale on it to re-moisten the ink, and then you're going to add it to your die cut. And I would give it a minute of pressure, just, well, not a whole minute, but maybe count to 10 or something, just to give the ink a second to soak into the paper and transfer from your stamp. Okay, you know, isn't that fun? I love those two-tone, being able to make multi-tonal images using markers like that. That's one of the first techniques I learned, and I was super glad to get them. All right. There. Get those a little. There we go. There. Okay. So there you go. Ta-da! All right. So there's your plaid card. I hope you enjoy that, and it's not too frustrating. If you have any issues or anything, just feel free to give me a holler. Okay? Take care. Bye.